Hello, Cardinal fans. I'm Tyler Blackman here with Coach Kevin Spurlock for this week's episode of Cardinal Chatter. So, Coach, after you got a few games under your belt, how do you think the team will end up doing this season?
Well, I don't know. We played two scrimmages, one that went really bad, one that went fairly good so far, and I still got a lot of high expectations for our team. I still think we're a team that can contend for the region, both the All-A and the overall regional tournament. But we've got a lot of work to do, and we've got 28 games before the district tournament. So we've got plenty of games to get ready, and we've just got a lot of things we have to work on, like defense and getting our offenses in, and just learn to play together, learn to play for a new coach, and figuring out our strengths and our weaknesses. And I think you just got to take it one game at a time and go from there.
So, can you give us an example of your everyday practice?
Well, players say they're hard. I don't know. They are not. We spend a lot of time on fundamentals. We make sure we dribble every day, we pass every day, we shoot every day. We work on rebounding every day, and then, of course, Coach Cornett loves defense. And so he gets probably a third of the practice for defense, and then we just spend, after that, we'll either work on offenses or defenses. But, it's usually pretty planned out. We do a practice schedule for each practice, and they generally last anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours. They're long, they're hard. It takes a lot of sacrifice to play for us, but we feel like we've got 12 kids now that's with us now, and I think they'll stand out for us.
And I've noticed a couple other new faces on the bench. Can you give us the lowdown on your coaching staff?
Well, Coach Cornett's back. He's sat here for a long time on the high school bench. A great coach, a great member of our community, loves this program. And like I said earlier, he loves defense. And that's right up my alley. I'm a defensive coach. And by him being on staff, it allows me to concentrate on other areas that sometimes maybe in the past I've not been able to do that. And I feel real fortunate to have Coach Cornett and Sean Hager, our football coach. Coach Hager and I were longtime rivals in high school, played against each other, and went to college together, and been friends for a long time. And he's got a great mind, he's got a great passion. He loves these kids. They love him. I love his fiery attitude. He loves competition, and it's just a good mix. Seems like all three of us get along real well, and we all bring some kind of strength to the table. And I'm excited about having those two on staff.
So, are there any difficulties dealing with our schedule this year? Any difficult teams?
I think every game we play is difficult. We just are in a stage right now where we're trying to adjust to each other, and so because of that, every game is going to be tough. We don't take anyone lightly. We respect all programs. We go out and give our best effort. If we don't do that, then we'll come up short. There are games that jump out. I know that Johnson Central is a huge game. That's a big rivalry for us. All district games are important. Lawrence County, McGoffin County, Paintsville, along with Johnson Central, those are the most important games that mean more than the other regular season games. Of course, we got the All-A region that's in mid-season at the Expo Center as well. And we play Allen Central there, and if we can pull that off, play probably Betsy Lane, and then probably look at Prattville again. So, those are the biggest games until you get to district. There's your district games and your All-A region.
But what team do you think it will be the most difficult for us to overcome and beat this year?
Well, I think the regional favorite in the preseason has been Johnson Central. They've got size, they've got experience, they picked up point guard transfer from Lawrence County. I think on paper, most people see them as a favorite. Betsy Lane has 3 or 4 starters back from last year, and they made it to the regional championship game, and actually that was the closest game that Shelby Valley had all through the postseason on their way to win the state championship. So Betsy Lane's back. I think those two teams are the best two teams. Pikeville has a really good team. They're probably the third best team. They've got size, they've got some experience, and of course they've been playing for Coach Williams for a few years now. So I think those are the top 3 teams that we're going to have to go through to win a championship. There's others out there that can beat you on a given night, but I think those are the 3 favorites.
Well, now that you know how our team plays and how everything goes, what do you think it will take for us to win a region this year?
Well, one, we've got to be really good defensively. We've been changing the mindset since last summer. We started with defense last summer, and I think our kids are buying into it. They're working really hard. I think they're seeing the fruits of their labor, per se. Offensively, we have to have a balanced attack. We have to have scoring from multiple people. Of course, BJ is our lead scorer from last year. Tyler Lafferty, our second lead scorer. but we can't depend on one or two people to score. We've got to have a balanced attack, and we can't just rely on our starters. We really got to develop a bench. If we can develop a bench from here on out, I think that'll be a big strength to us, a big plus for us. But right now, we're in the learning stages. Everything's about learning and adapting and figuring out how teams are going to play us and you know, how we're going to have to attack that. And defensively, we're still even trying to figure out what's our best defense. So we've got a lot of games to play with that. I think we've got 8 games before Christmas, and that's a big step forward. And we've got a big Christmas tournament at Lexington Catholic High School. So before we ever get into the heart of the schedule, we're going to have probably close to 12 games under our belt. And that's going to be a lot of time to get ready. So we're pretty excited about it.
And is there any final words for the Cardinal fans out there that you'd like to say?
Well, you know, we've done, Mr. Blackburn and the rest of the board of education, our community put a lot of money and time into our gym. They redid the seats with the chair backs. They got the floor looking great. Fast Lane's come in and once again helped us put on the Fast Lane Classic. And, you know, facilities are on the upgrade here. I think the administration's behind our sports teams. Really excited about our team. I think we're working hard. I think we're getting better every day. And we've got a great attitude so far, and I really think we're going to have a good season. But it'd sure be nice to have the community and the crowd come out and support us at our home games and make this be really a home court advantage. I think that plays a big role in winning home games. Is the other team have a little bit of intimidation, and we've got to get that here. We need our student body to come out full force, and because I can guarantee one thing: these kids are going to play really hard. They're going to give everything they've got. They're going to represent their school in a very positive way, and I think when people come out to watch, they're going to leave saying, I like watching that team. And that's what we're after, and I think if we can do that, that will eventually lead into wins. But I just want to encourage everyone to come out and watch us and support us and let these kids know that they're behind them, and let's build this program into the program we think it can become.
This is Tyler Blackburn and Coach Kevin Spurlock signing out.
Celebration tonight. Celebrate. Don't wait too late. No, we don't stop. You can't stop. We're gonna celebrate. celebration. You know we're gonna do it right.